The amazing true stories of errors and omissions. In this edition, additional insureds and certificate issuance. Across town, a customer was in a rush to get coverage bound because his company had a large job that was on hold, pending proof of workers' compensation coverage. After calling their insurance agency for help, an agency producer submitted an application for workers' compensation coverage to the insurance company. Confident the risk would be quickly approved, the agency producer issued a certificate of insurance listing the workers' compensation policy, even though the application was still under review by the carrier's underwriting department and had not been approved. Prior to the completion of the underwriting process, one of the customer's employees fell off a beam, fracturing several bones. This triggered the unthinkable. A claim filed before the insurance policy in question had been bound. And boom! The agent was now the poster child for E&O. In another example, an agent issued an additional insured endorsement to a general liability policy for a contractor. However, the agent had not reviewed the updated underwriting guidelines for the class of business and requirements for additional insured endorsements. The agent not only relied on guidelines used in the past, but also used a version of the additional insured endorsement that was out of date. Later, when a claim for construction defects was filed, it quickly came to light that the additional insured endorsement the agent provided included coverage that was not within the agent's binding authority. The insurance carrier paid the $86,000 to cover the construction defects loss and then filed an E&O claim against the agent. In this final example, an agent wrote a professional liability policy for a customer who owned and managed mobile home parks. The customer provided a list of entities to be listed as additional insureds under the policy. However, the underwriter required additional information from the customer in order to add all of the additional insureds. The agent had requested the necessary information on multiple occasions, but was unsuccessful in obtaining it. As a result, the policy was issued, but only some of the entities were included as additional insureds. Later, a lawsuit was filed. The mobile home park owner paid for the defense of the uninsured entity out of pocket, but then filed an E&O claim against the agent to recoup the expenses. The investigation revealed that even though the agent had provided a quote listing all of the entities as additional insureds, and that she had documentation showing her multiple attempts to gain additional information, she had failed to provide the customer with a policy delivery letter highlighting the differences between the quote and the actual policy. The E&O claim was settled with the customer, and that was all she wrote, except for one big check. So here's what we've learned. No matter how strong your confidence is that a policy will be issued, never provide certificates of insurance until the carrier has confirmed that the coverage is in force. Always review field bulletins and be familiar with the current underwriting guidelines for all policies that you write. And finally, if the actual policy is different from the quote you provided, ensure that the customer receives and acknowledges a policy delivery letter highlighting all of the key points. See you next time on The Amazing True Stories of Errors and Omissions. Click on the forward arrow to continue.